Hello!
Woo!
Welcome to Toy Me, Toy You, episode 19. We're still doing this. I'm
Jesus
Dave.
Christ. And I'm Lily. How are you all? So, tonight episode, it's going to be a delicious pick your own because we're going to have a look at our favourite Easter eggs. And for the discussion, we're going to be looking at second-hand toys. Is it vintage gold or sloppy seconds?
Yes,
And as
and
well,
we'll have
and go
some
on.
news and our pickups. So let's get into it, shall we? Toy Me, Lee.
To you, Dave. Yay!
Here we are again.
Here we are.
Another
Here again.
second Sunday.
Happy Easter, everyone.
Happy
Happy Easter.
Easter. Yes. I hope you all had a lovely Easter, whatever you were doing. And here we are, hanging
Here
out
we
on a
are.
Sunday evening again. Nice stuff.
Nice.
We do have a very lovely guest joining us, who I actually got to meet earlier in the week. I had a little trip with my friend Gav over to Nerd Base, which is a fantastic shop. Met a few other guys there, and one of them was our special guest this evening, Guyver400 from the chat, also known as Stephen. Let's bring him on.
Oh, I'm ready for that.
See,
Hold on, Stephen.
shall
Come
I
on,
do it?
Yeah. Come on, Stephen, get behind it.
There we go.
Stop,
Hello, thank you for coming on,
stop
mate.
hiding.
I remember when I met Stephen, it was at TFUK Con, and he'd seen me on the YouTubes, and he came over and said, "You, Dave Nipples," which was my former name on YouTube. I'm now Toy Slice, but yeah.
Yeah, you're that. Who's Dave Nipples? Never heard of him. I've never heard of him.
Yeah, and we got chatting from there, and then we've done a couple of nerd-based meetups since then.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, lovely to have you on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Who have we got in the chat?
We have Transformers the Show, all four of them, apparently. I believe
All in
that'll be
France.
all in France. I believe that
Absconded.
would be even all France. Yeah, must be cheaper over there. And what are you doing over in France? You know, that's our Transformers the Show. Leave it alone. We've got someone called Guyver400. Never heard of him.
Guzzy, welcome.
Guzzy!
Oh, he's apparently been unwell. Sorry to hear that, Guzzy.
Side swipes corner.
That may be my son, Ryan.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
And Buford's here. Space Hoppercopter.
Space Hoppercopter, I think, is my mate Darren as well. So he's watching tonight.
Andy, you're on time for once. You're learning. Congratulations.
It doesn't look like he's sticking around. He's going to catch it with us later. Well, thank you for popping in anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff. Right, let's get into it and have a look at a bit of recent toy news together, shall we?
Yeah.
You've really done it now. You've really done it now. You've really, really been and really, 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 really gone and really, really done it this time. What have I done then?
What have I done then?
Oh, here we go. So we'll start off, and if anyone has got any thoughts on any of this toy news, do share with us in the chat. And Lee and Stephen, just interrupt me at any point, of course. So we'll start off. There's a Kickstarter that Skybound Comics are doing for this Transformers Compendium set, which is basically a collection of all the old G1 comics. And there's a set that's all the UK comics, and there's a set that's all the US comics, and there's a set that's all of the comics from the US and UK mashed together in a 4-book compendium. So there's a variety of ways to get this, and they have ones you can do where you just get the digital versions, and then ones you can do where you get the physical versions, which are obviously costlier than the digital versions. But as you can see, you get these special sets. There's an Autobot themed one, and then there's a Decepticon themed one. They do look fantastically well packaged. They are quite a lot of money.
Yeah, really a lot of money.
But if I never got into the comics because I'm a little younger than a lot of Transformers fans, and yeah, so that wasn't really my thing. I got into Transformers by watching reruns of the cartoon, basically. But yeah, they look really well done, and if you're into the comics, I can see why you would want to grab these, even though they are fairly pricey, because it looks like a fantastic set. I'm going to keep scrolling because it's a very, very long page. So I'm just going to keep scrolling through. There you can see, you can choose your side. They look very cool. 4 chunky books if you want to get the whole set with all the US and UK.
And then if you want to double up and have both sets of covers as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it could get very, very expensive. But they are, you know, you're getting a lot for your money, really, because these comics ran for a decent amount of time. So you're getting a lot of issues packaged together. And yeah, I think the set you can get that's just the 2 UK volumes is $150.
Yeah.
And yeah, some of them come with extras like these decoder cards, tech specs on them and things. So there's all sorts going on, really. And I'm going to keep scrolling just to see if I can confirm some of these prices.
Just keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling.
Here we go. So eventually, I think that's some sort of deal for retailers to buy them. Digital editions. So the 2 US books, $60 in digital form. And then the 2 UK sets, same. And if you want the US and UK, $120. And then I think the 4 book set is different in that it puts the US and UK stories together in order. So it switches between them. So it's a lot of reading material. Not only can I not really afford it, I'm not sure I'd find the time to actually read it all.
So I'm fortunate to have the Hatchet Partworks Ultimate G1 collection, so I don't think this really offers anything new over that.
No. Yeah, I think if you've already got these comics, you'd be stretched to double dip at any rate. But I suppose if you don't have any of the comics and you're interested, then it could be a good option. And there's the 4 book set. $300. Bargain.
$300 for a book.
For 4 massive books.
4 massive books. What the?
If you like the books. All right, so let's move on, shall we? And look at some different news. This is a Boss Fight Studios Epic Hacks figure. And this is Red Sonja Steampunk Legend version. And this is up for pre-order on Props and Replicas at the moment for £60, and it's a 1/12 scale figure, just to give you an idea of what you're getting. I think this looks very, very cool. They are a lot of money, these kind of figures, but it does look really well done. The only thing I'm not sure about is the elbow joints are a little bit unsightly. But overall, it's a really nice design. The face is really well done. And I do like the steampunk stylings of her and the bright red hair. It's just a nice looking figure. And the accessories, she comes with a sword and a little pistol. And she's got interchangeable heads, so you can have her with the goggles up on her forehead or covering her eyes. And I think she's got an interchangeable middle piece with the belt on, so you've got 2 different versions of that. And she comes with a beer.
It's
Not
actually
to
true,
like.
And that alone is almost enough to sell a figure to me, if I'm honest. Comes with a beer. So that's very nice. And let's see, what else have I got? Super 7 are doing Lemmy from Motorhead.
Rock on!
And this is a 5.5-inch figure. And this is up for pre-order for £30 at the moment. So that's quite nice, quite budget friendly.
It's a very
compared,
bull isn't it?
compared with the previous figure. And he's got a nice gurney face.
If
And
he's
a
not
nice
careful,
guitar.
he's gonna break that guitar with them arms. If he plucks too hard.
Yeah. It looks cool. I can literally hear Ace of Spades in my head looking at it.
Ace of Spades.
Yeah, that's just a cool looking chunky little figure. And again, the face looks awesome on him. I do like that. Everything louder than everything else. There you go. Apparently
There's a
they're
very
unveiling a
He-Man look to
statue of Lemmy in Stoke. There you go. Thanks, Guzzy. And then a bit of Voltron action. This is from 3-0. We know about 3-0 from the Transformers figures that they do here. But yeah, a bit of Voltron. And this is a toy version of a figure that they've previously done in a cartoon version. I haven't seen this one up anywhere for order, but the cartoony version is on Kapow Toys for £290. And in this combined form, it comes up to 10.6 inches. So that's a pricey thing, but 3-0 are renowned for being a quality outfit. And yeah, I think this will be a good quality figure. It's got, I think it's some sort of electroplating is what they call it. They've got like silver plating on a lot of the pieces and things. And it's got a lot of die cast in it and things. So it's, you know, it's got the premium materials. And it can split into the 5 different lions. So it's got all that functionality.
Very nice.
That's the full combining thing. It's got individual weapons for each of the lions there along the bottom, as well as the weapons for the combined form of Voltron. And he's just a cool looking robot. It's a bit rich for me, but it is cool. Then we've got some NECA TMNT, because NECA don't do very much Ninja Turtle stuff, do they?
Yeah.
But they always look pretty good. So fair play to them. This is an April based on her appearance in the Mirage comics. So it's not my April, really. My April, of course, is the cartoon version in the yellow jumpsuit. But this is a nice looking figure. I like it. With her purple trainers and a nice leather jacket.
I think I read somewhere that the Mirage Comics April was actually based off one of the designer's girlfriends at the time.
Yes, who was also called April, apparently.
Yeah.
I have heard these rumours too.
These rumours, they have gotten around a lot.
So it does look very nice. NECA famed for needing a bath. Apparently you need to, whenever you buy a NECA figure, you need to give it a bath to loosen up the joints before you play with it.
Yeah, make sure you lit some candles, put a bit of bubble bath in it. wine and dine before.
These are nice photos. We've got a camper van in the background. You'll appreciate that, Lee.
Oh, we love a good camper.
And then she comes with this. I don't know what this character is really. I think it's
Looks like a little crew.
Professor Obligado, it says in the blurb. But yeah, I'm not familiar with that. But you get one of those with her anyway. I think she looks cool. But of more interest to me is a cartoon version of Shredder. Now, apparently these are being released as some sort of Target special event in the US. So I don't know what's going to happen with them in terms of UK distribution. But we will see. Yeah, this is a very nice looking Shredder. I am pretty much focused on my Ninja Turtles and just getting Donatello's at this stage. But of course, I like Ninja Turtles in general, and the cartoon was my Ninja Turtles growing up, as it was for very, very many people, because it was huge. And yeah, you can take his faceplate off. And I think the helmet comes off. There we go. Yeah. So you can have him helmetless too. We've got some options. It comes with this very strange gun. I don't remember that, but I'm sure it was something he used at some point in the series. Buford started collecting vintage TMNT. Good stuff. I'll look forward to seeing what you're picking up then. And he comes with a floppy. Look at that. We've seen a figure with a beer and a figure with a floppy disk. Good times.
This is an Easter special.
So, yeah. So, like I say, I don't know how and when you'll be able to get him in the UK. But as a reference, NECA figures usually cost around £40 to £50. So hopefully he'll come up at some point somewhere if anybody wants him. One of the independent retailers out there will probably get some. So that'll just be a wait and see. And he's got a nice box. Start shredding the news. And then Father doing these superpowers for the new Superman movie that's coming out. So they've got the Guy Gardner Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific, Superman himself, and what's that other bloke called? I can't remember. Metamorpho. And a Fortress of Solitude playset, which of course is terribly exciting. A big piece of plastic. He's weird looking Guy Gardner, isn't he, with his bowl cut?
Yeah, he's not the best looking one, is it?
Very strange.
It's a nice retro looking.
Yeah. These superpowers figures do look good. Yeah, I've seen loads of the other ones they've done, and they do look good. The one I'm probably most interested for out of these would be Superman. I think that's quite a nice looking Superman myself. So I could potentially get that one. I am quite looking forward to seeing the Superman movie. Looks interesting from what we've seen in the trailers and stuff.
What's with the cape collar? Looks weird.
I like it. I like a collar.
He looks like he's just about to go to the beach.
Yeah.
With his shorts on.
Mr. Terrific looks quite cool.
He looks
He's
terrific.
literally got a T on his face. The bit on the nose, isn't it?
He's a bit on the nose, isn't it?
There we go. And there's your Fortress of Solitude. That's quite nice if you want to have a little diorama to go with your figures. You can let Superman have a sit down, have a rest after all his heroing. And then he comes with some other toy. I'm not sure what that one is. But the figures are definitely sold separately. There we go. And some boxes. All right. And then 4 Horsemen, known for their Mythic Legions figures. They also have this line called Figure Obscura, where they do some quite unusual figures. And they're doing a Ganesha, which is a Hindi god. They're doing a figure of that, which is 9.25 inches tall in 1/12 scale, and would set you back $70 directly from Store Horseman. So about £53 plus shipping and whatever, and potentially some taxes and all of that. But it looks very interesting. What I like about the 4 Horsemen stuff is it has loads and loads of detail, like really fine details and intricate paintwork and stuff. I haven't got any Mythic Legion stuff yet, but I'm very, very tempted. And yeah, loads and loads of accessories. So apparently, it's got 2 trunks or trunk ends that are interchangeable. One of them's fixed position, and the other one is bendy. So you've got some options there. And he comes with little axe.
And a bowl of rice.
It looks very cool, doesn't it? All the little intricate molded details on the weapon, even, and all of that. And the cloth clothing that he's wearing. And 4 arms.
Oh, Guzzy's beat me to it.
Hey, Guzzy.
I'm trying to work away how to get it. Guzzy just went straight in there, right?
Yeah, $70 if you're interested in that. From 4 Horsemen. They've got their own website. They sell these Figure Obscura directly. And it comes with a little rat as well as a bonus. And then, much excitement. Lee, you'll like these.
Why? Oh!
It's plush Transformers.
Bless
These are made
her!
by T-Turtle will be making these. These are 3-inch blind boxed plush Transformers. And they are actually available on Amazon US at the moment, not the UK site, for $8 from Amazon US. So you could buy one right now if you wanted to.
He needs to get on to doing a black one.
But yeah, as I say, they are blind box, so you wouldn't know which one you were getting until it arrived. But there's an Optimus Prime. Turns into a truck, of course. Bumblebee turns into a very round car.
A ball.
And then there's also a Cheetor, which we know Pete from Transformers the Show would love. And Optimus Primal, Starscream, and Megatron.
Oh, never mind blockies. We need to get a box of these.
We look at all these silly, expensive figures. This is what we need: affordable plushes that transform.
Oh, that's made my day, that.
Yeah, and there we go. We've got some packaging, which actually shows that they haven't showed all of the plushes in both modes in the photos, but you can see from the packaging what we've got for Starscream, little round jet, and Megatron, a very square tank by the looks of it. And there you can see the Optimus Primal on the other side.
They still need to do a black one, though.
The Optimus
They,
Prime looks
they
a bit.
need to do a Black Prime. Yes. I like my action figures and my diecast cars and all my fancy stuff, but that's just a bit of fun and not a lot of money really. So I could maybe get one of those at some point. All right, that's the end of our news, so we can move on to the next thing.
Move
Let's
it on.
remove
Move it
that.
on.
All right. What's the next thing we're going to do? Well, because we've got a guest, we like to do a segment where we interview our guest that we call 5 Points of Articulation. Roll the tape, Lee. Okay. Mr. Stephen, Mr. Guyver 400. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay. So we're just going to ask you a few questions just to find out a bit about you. So number one is, what got you into collecting and why do you do it?
What got me into collecting? I think it was because I saw Titans Return Fortress Maximus on Bargain Max one day, and I thought I always wanted a Fort Max because obviously we couldn't get the G1 in this country because it wasn't released here. And yeah, I went and bought it, and then that kind of started off my Chug collecting, my Transformers collecting. Originally, I was going to go more masterpiece with my collection, specifically like a lot of the third-party stuff that was kind of out at the time. But then Siege came around the corner, and I was absolutely blown away with how good Siege was. So I've ended up collecting a lot more Chug than masterpiece at the moment, and it's been that way since Siege came out, really. I'm getting all the Transformers toys that I wanted as a kid, you know.
Yeah, I'm with you on Siege. Fantastic. I started collecting a few bits prior to that, but when Siege started, it was kind of like a restarting point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I had before Siege was the Titans Return Fort Max and the Power of the Primes, Optimus Prime, because it reminded me a bit of Power Master Prime, how the cab fit into the chest and made the bigger robot.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
question 2. Obviously, you've mentioned Transformers, but question 2 is, what do you collect?
Mainly Transformers. Yeah, I do get the odd little different thing here and there. I've got some GI Joe, just a Storm Shadow and a Snake Eyes. In fact, the Snake Eyes is the Fortnite one from Machiavelli. So,
Oh,
yeah, and
I'd probably pick that.
and yeah, I've got some Masters of the Universe as well. Some of the Masterverse stuff. Not a lot, just what I pick up, sort of cheap, really.
Yeah.
And I just picked up as well some Ghostbusters Plasma series, the Ecto one. So I need to get the little figures that actually go with that one, because it doesn't scale with the 112 figures. It's designed for like the smaller figures, but there's like a 4-pack of them you can buy. So I'll have to pick that up at some point as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, the main bulk though is Transformers, and there's a lot of Transformers.
Good stuff. Question 3. What is your favourite part of your collection?
I still really like the masterpiece stuff, even though it's a small part of my collection. And I've got down here that I've just picked out, but you know, Fans Toy Sovereign is like the ultimate representation of Galvatron. Yeah, you can't beat something as menacing looking as that, you know. Yeah, it's good.
Awesome. Question 4. Which toy line would you say represents the best value?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this quite a bit, and the actual current sort of mainline Chug, specifically like around the Siege time, I thought that was perfect for what it was. All the figures now all have really good articulation, waist swivels, ankle tilts, even some have ab crunches. Not all of them, but some do, like Impactor. And when you look at what Transformers cost in the 80s, if you factor in inflation and how the engineering is so much better nowadays, and you're not just getting a block that turns into a car, I think the current Transformers mainline is not bad for what it's priced at.
Fair. Okay, and question 5: is there a toy from your childhood that you would love to see a modern update of?
So I've been yearning for Mask to come back, and we've seen from the loyal subjects now that they are doing Mask again. But it's not really been an update though, has it? Other than the smaller figures have the articulation now, but the vehicles still very much are exactly the same gimmicks and the same conversions that they do to different vehicles and things like that. I kind of like to see Mask, maybe because I actually probably want like another Mask cartoon or something like that to appear as well, but to have maybe more updated vehicles and different conversions, that kind of thing. I think that would be good.
Yeah, they do look like a bit more refined than the original toys, but they're not different.
Yeah, so it's like what Hasbro are kind of currently doing with the G.I. Joe and Transformers crossovers. I kind of expected something more like that. Maybe not as designed the way those are, but something along those lines. Especially to me, because like the Mask fits like the perfect middle ground between G.I. Joe and Transformers. So I don't know why it's not been amalgamated more into that universe. But yeah.
Well, we'll see how we go. But it's cool that we're getting something at least.
Yeah.
And those loyal subjects ones do look decent.
Yeah, I'm still interested in picking those up. Yeah.
Good stuff. Right, thus ends the questionnaire. Thank you for answering our questions, mate. And,
you can breathe easy now.
Yes, you can relax now. All right. Oh, Phil's joining us. Welcome, Phil. We've just been talking about Transformers, Phil. I know Phil likes some Transformers.
That's why he came. He heard it. He went on. Coming.
All right. Next, we will talk about some recent pickups.
Woo-hoo!
Let's do that.
I'll get the plane going.
Do you think he suspects anything?
Phil's being converted. Boom, boom.
Hey. I think there's more to meet the ice to that joke. So, would you like me to go first? I'm guessing you two are going to have a lot more to show than me.
Well, I don't know, but you can go first.
Because, okay, you've not stopped going on about it since, this nerd base, No, I want to go to nerd base. No, I couldn't go to nerd base. Right then, so, this one's for you, Phil. So I went to my local charity shop and I found this big chunky yellow bottle of a bee for £2. That'll be a nice little mess around.
Like a Cyberverse.
That's a Cyberverse, that.
Like a Cyberverse.
That's like a little armour gimmick. Come on. Maybe next. Maybe after. I came this close to getting a Legacy bulkhead from the same place, but the kid just beat me to it. Should have knocked his bloody teeth.
Didn't hit him out of the way and grab it.
Hey,
laying the slide down.
Too many witnesses, you know what I mean? And I corrected a mistake. So last year at TF Minicon, I bought myself an Inferno, but I felt like it weren't fitting in the collection at the time, so I ended up donating it to Toy Fu at the following TF Nation. And I've decided to get him again because
So
he is
Universe.
a Universe 2.0 and he is a brilliant figure.
Yes, he is.
Nice
I have
and
that one.
chunky. Nice and chunky. And he came in a job lot, so I also got these three as well. I got a Reveal the Shields tracks. Very nice.
Mm.
A Universe Sideswipe.
That's a nice car.
Very good. And everyone's favourite Ironhide, Universe Ironhide. The best
Very
Ironhide.
panelly.
Everyone's favourite.
The Rito Ironhide.
And last but not least, definitely not least, is I got this beauty, which is a Takara Henkei Dark Skyfire. Yeah, Skyfire. Which is in this lovely black and purple.
You're branching out, Lee. That's not a prime.
I know, but you can't go wrong with a black Jetfire. I was looking at the Commander class Shatterglass.
Yeah.
In the black and the purple. And then I remember this guy. And yeah, I'm quite happy with this. He looks amazing. He has a very good vintage toy feel to him, which you just don't seem to get these days. Very nice. Very nice. And that's me. That's me for this week.
That's a cracking haul.
It's bloody brilliant.
You sort of implied that you didn't get much, but you got loads.
Well, I did think I did, but now I look back, I did get quite a bit, didn't I?
I think you got more than me this week.
Yeah, and me.
I didn't get the experience, though. That's what's the important part.
That's it. All right, shall I go next? I could go next.
Yeah.
We'll save the best till last, Stephen. So yeah, Stephen and I, with some other guys, went over to Nerd Base, which, for those who don't know, is a big vintage and modern toy shop in Battlesbridge. And I did pick up a few bits whilst we were there, but as Lee suggested, the best part was just getting to meet up with the guys and have a good chin wag and and a good catch up. But I did get a few toys, as you do. So the first one I found was this. This is a McFarlane DC Direct Dr. Fate with the nice bright blue and yellow colours. I've been thinking about getting a Dr. Fate figure for a while because I do like Dr. Fate. But a lot of the ones that are out there, they have him in like darker blues with gold details. But I like the nice bright blue and yellow, a bit Banana Man-esque in the costume. But yeah, it's just that classic kind of Silver Age of comics in those colours. Yeah, he's really good. I liked Dr. Fate in the Black Adam movie.
Yeah.
The Black Adam movie, not a great movie overall. I didn't really enjoy The Rock as Black Adam, but I thought Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate was really good. And it's a shame that we won't get to see more of him doing that, really. What else did I pick up? Oh, you'll like this, Lee.
Oh, it's Donny!
I got the original sketch Donatello. I wasn't really going to get this, but then when I saw it on the shelf in front of me, I thought, oh, go on then. I do already have the Raphael of this original sketch line, which is very good. And I chose to get that because I wanted to have the red bandana and the lighter green skin, because I thought that was more kind of classic turtley. But then I've sort of shifted to collecting Donatellos, and so I thought I should probably have this version of Donatello to go with my numerous other Donatellos that I'm gathering now. But because I already have the Raphael, I think I might keep this one in the box because it is nicely packaged and I've got the Raphael to play around with already. So yeah, he's cool and I like him. And for the wife, I got this. This is a loyal subjects who we've mentioned doing mask, but this is Rainbow Bright. My wife now has 3 of these in different sizes from the loyal subjects. And yeah, it's a cute little dolly. If you like that sort of thing. And then something a little bit different. I saw this on a shelf in Nerdbase. I thought that looks really weird, and it was only £6, so I decided to give it a go. This is Warriors of Virtue Mosley. Let me know in the chat if you've heard of Warriors of Virtue. I'm sure there'll be someone. But yeah, apparently this is based on a movie that was released in 1997 to mixed reviews. And I like anthropomorphic toys. And I have opened this one and had a look at him, but I thought I'd put him back in the box just to show you how it looks in the box. And it's very cool. And you can see on the back, shows all the other figures that you can get in the collection. One of which is called Willy Beast.
Oh, you need to just get that one just for the name alone.
Willy Beast. Willy Beast, who apparently is close with Mosley, because it says in the blurb here, Mosley, along with Willy Beast, are the largest warm bloods left in the world of Tau. So that gives you a bit of the lore behind them. I'm just going to get this out of the box to have a look at. And yeah, as I say, I saw it on the shelf. I thought, oh, it just looks silly and goofy, and because it's only £6, I'll get it just to have something different. When I took it out of the box and had a good look at it, I actually think it's a really nice figure. It's a basic kind of, you know, I think there's 6 points of articulation: the head, the arms, the 2 legs go backwards and forwards, and he does actually have a waist swivel on the inside as well. But it's got this nice textured effect on his robe and on the rope belt and everything. The head's really well sculpted, got some nice paint on there, so it's faded and everything. It's all really well done, actually, for just an obscure movie tie-in figure. Yeah, and not a lot of money. So yeah, there's still bargains out there to be found in vintage toy shops, and I'm happy with him. And yeah, I'm going to be getting a Willy Beast and maybe some of the others. The story apparently mainly revolves around a young disabled boy who gets transported to a mystical land, and there are 5 heroic kangaroos that form the main cast. And yeah, Mosley is a supporting character. But he looks cool. I like him. I'm happy with that. And I was also given a bot by Simon, who joined us there, and it turns in to a little dragon just by opening up. Very basic transformation there. But it's an apple with a worm sticking out. Just a bit of fun. So thank you for that, Simon, if you happen to watch this at any point. So that's me. That's my stuff. So yeah, I was fairly restrained, but I had a really lovely day out. It was great to see all the guys there, and yeah, and just to pick up a few bits to add to the collection. It was cool. So shall we see what Stephen's got?
Yep.
Aye.
So yes, on the visit to Nerdbase this week, I managed to track down 2 figures that I'd been really wanting for a while, and I'd actually passed them up earlier this year as well. But it's Earthrise, Wingspan, and Pounce. So yeah, they're 2 Transformers characters I've always wanted. ever since I watched The Rebirth way back in the 80s, and they're in it for all of like 2 seconds as well. But that's the same with a lot of the Transformers of the time, wasn't it? But yeah, I had wanted to get those early this year in demand, but I just spent too much money that day. So yeah, when I saw them in Nerd Base, I thought I had to have them, so I did. The other thing, I also got a Bot as well from Simon.
Hey.
Well, and I actually bought Hunt for the Decepticon Sea Spray from Simon, but that's actually that was for my son. That wasn't for me, so I'm not including that in my pickups. But I did get that, and then I had something come today actually. I was quite chuffed when I saw it, which is Marvel Legends Death's Head. So it's Transformers adjacent.
Nice.
Very nice.
So yeah, you can currently get him on Amazon, and he's down to 35 quid from the 50 odd he was. So yeah,
Decent.
Well, yeah, that was that. That was my pickups this week. So I didn't get a lot when we did go to Nerd Base, because the problem is when you go there, you just see everything you want, and then you go, I can't afford that.
Oh yeah, I was walking round and round for ages. Eventually, Spider Father was trying to usher me out, going, "Come on, come on." Oh, but yeah, it's a treasure trove.
That's the thing that
Yeah.
you get overwhelmed, don't you, a little bit? It's like, whoa, with places like that. Great.
I could have easily bought loads, but I was being disciplined. But yeah, I'm happy with what I got. There's always next time.
And then we've got TFUK Con soon as well. So
Yes,
I'll probably,
next month,
get some bits
TFUK Con.
It's like 4 weeks.
Yeah,
Oh,
not long. All
Not
right,
long.
that's everyone's pickups.
It's not. I
It's
forgot
not?
one thing. No, I remembered earlier that day I popped into Smith's, and I'd actually found that on the pegs.
Oh, cool.
oh, very nice.
Yeah,
I thought
'cause
that sold out everywhere, to be honest.
I thought it had, because I thought scalpers just got hold of them all, but this was randomly sitting on one of the pegs at the back. So don't know how long it had been there, but I thought, yeah, I'll have that.
Fair play. Of course, I'm not a diecast collector myself. Everyone seems to be getting the Ultra Magnus now.
Yeah. Yeah,
You're living in the past.
Oh, it's in Asda, it's in Tesco, it's in Morrison. I go in, I never find it.
I might keep it. I might keep debating around getting the Magnus one.
All right. Let's do the next bit. Let's do pick your own. Let's give that a go.
Hey.
Oh, do you want to tell us what we're doing, Lee?
Absolutely. So, as you may know, today is Easter Sunday, so we thought we might have a look at our favourite Easter eggs. Now, that could be your favourite chocolate egg or your favourite Easter egg in toy in general, if you've got any. Lovely.
Cool. Who wants to start?
Anyone?
Lee,
Oh.
go on.
Go on then, I'll start. Oh. Right, so I'm actually struggling. I'm not much of a chocolate eater, so Easter eggs don't really tempt me. But you can't say no to a little Easter bunny. What we have here is a Kinder egg with a caramel inside chocolate. Lovely. Let's have a look. Ooh. So we have a nice little taste test. Yep, definitely chocolate. Mhm.
You just decapitated a bunny live on air.
Living the dream, Dave. But then I thought, well, you can't have Kinders without a Kinder Surprise. So I bought some Kinder Surprises as well.
Oh, it's an egg and a toy.
An egg and a toy. So, live on air, we are going to do an unboxing.
An unegging.
Ah, the joke's on you. This is where I should have brought a bowl up. I've not got a bowl.
He's not prepared.
I've
So
not thought
professional.
this. I've not thought this through at all. I'm going to have chocolate all over my desk. Good chocolate though. Now I will be honest, these aren't as good as they used to be. But I thought it'll go with the show. Oh, it's green. Whatever it is, it's green. I think it's its frog. Oh, I've got a frog. I've got a frog. Would one of you like to go next while I assemble the frog?
Okie dokie. I can go. I have something that I wish to share. Let me just grab this. There you go. I remembered this from my childhood. The Yorkie egg in a truck box. I had a bit of a wave of nostalgia came over me, and I remembered this. I went to Google and I found a picture of it. I don't think you get cool eggs like this anymore. That's awesome packaging. They're all fairly bland packaging these days. But I remember getting that as a kid and just thinking, that's awesome. I've got a truck. And I probably played with the truck and rolled it across the floor and pretended I was driving the truck before I cracked into it and ate the chocolate. Them were the days. That's the egg I remember having as a child. I probably had loads of different ones too, but that's the one that sticks in my memory at the moment.
Oh.
Can you guys remember any eggs from when you were young?
Like I say, you don't get any like that, do you? With it? Cool.
I think I do recall the Yorkie one like that, but other than your usual Cadbury's cream eggs and things like that, I don't really remember what Easter eggs were like as a kid.
Oh, let's take that there. There we go. All right. Do you have a choice, Stephen? Your favourite egg?
Only what my kids have had this morning, I think. So yeah, I don't think you can beat a good mini egg Easter egg, or even a Maltesers one. They're I like the Mars Galaxy chocolate rather than so. Yeah, mini egg Easter eggs.
Yes. I quite like a Galaxy Minstrel.
Yeah.
Whether
Whether it comes with an egg or not, I like a pack of Galaxy Minstrels. Just got that nice crunchy bit on the outside, and then the melty chocolate inside.
I've lost an eye.
What kind of chocolate eggs have we had in the chat? Anything good?
I've lost an eye. He's always got one eye. Look, it's a little froggy.
Oh, there he is.
It goes.
Oh, he pops up.
It doesn't. Oh, bugger off then. Go find your eye. I've lost an eye, so he's only got one eye.
Quality toys inside Kinder Eggs. There you go.
You don't make them like that anymore. What we've got now. Let's see. Okay, let's have it right now. So I've got two matches.
White chocolate egg. I'm not a fan of white chocolate. I like dark chocolate. Milk chocolate's pretty good, but I like dark chocolate. Never been a fan of white chocolate. You won't find a Milky Bar on me.
Da, 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 da. Ooh.
What are you doing, Lee?
I'm looking
Still
for
with
the
us.
chocolate. I'm looking for the chocolate chat.
Chocolate jet.
Chocolate chat. Chocolate chat. Yeah. So
Do you have an example of a toy Easter egg?
oh, he cracks me up. Catching up with the chat and eat it right now. I'll eat it right now. This buddy one is nice. With a bit of caramel.
This is great content, isn't it?
This is great content.
Just tune in and watch a bloke eating some chocolate. Good stuff.
It's what you get to do it every week. I thought I might have a go at it.
Oh, right. Shall we move on and have a little bit of a discussion before we go to bed?
Yes, let's.
Oh, good. Fancy a cup of tea?
Yes, please.
Well, make me one while you're at it, will you?
All right. And our discussion tonight is vintage gold or sloppy seconds. Is collecting second-hand toys worth the bother?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think Lee's filled it in, but
So, yeah, basically, collecting second-hand toys is a funny old business, isn't it? Because you either go the eBay route, or you have to find a toy fair or a vintage toy shop, like Nerd Base or otherwise. The difficulty is that eBay can be a bit of a minefield in terms of how people describe things and whether you actually get what you think you're going to get. And then if you don't get what you think you're going to get, then you either have to return it, which is a bit of a nuisance, or sometimes you might get, I've had this where I've bought something and there's been a missing accessory or something that wasn't in the description. And then the seller's just gone, oh, I'll knock a bit of money off for you. And you go, yeah, all right then. Just because that's less hassle than having to send it back. But that versus buying a new figure from a reputable retailer, like Indie or Kapow or any of these other independent online toy sellers that we all use from time to time, where you're getting a brand new figure in the box with all its bits, and it is less likely to be a problem. Yeah. What do you guys think? Because I'm just rambling a bit now.
I think it depends, doesn't it? I mean, obviously, if the figure you want is no longer available in general release, you're going to have to go secondhand. Places like the Facebook sales groups are very handy. Generally, like the TF UK sales is pretty spot on with what people put on it and the prices and things like that. eBay, I've had good experiences and bad experiences. Not necessarily with the actual sellers, but more like I recently bought Mirage, the Siege Mirage, but it was the blue holographic one, so it was all clear plastic, and Every destroyed it in transit, so I didn't ever receive it. But thankfully, I was able to get a refund on that because it had the whole eBay guarantee and things like that. but actually, like, you know, going around charity shops and getting secondhand bargains or vintage toys is, you know, it's you know, you do it more for the thrill of the actual experience of doing it rather than what you actually find at the end of the day. So it doesn't matter if you paid like 50 pence for a headmaster missing its head because, you know, you maybe just wanted it for the alt mode or something like that. You know, there are a good number of shops that sell secondhand stuff. Like Nerd Base, there's another one I go to, or have been to fairly regularly, which is Retro Reformers. They're based a bit further away up in Halstead. And then recently as well, I've been to the London Toy Fair, which is, I don't know whether you can actually describe it as a toy fair. It's in a garden centre in Enfield, and there's just a few stalls and shops and things. But I found some really good stuff in there. Definitely worth a look.
Yeah, I do think it depends on your geography, doesn't it, on where you are?
Yeah.
Because for me, like any sort of toy fair or vintage toy shop that's worth anything is a bit of a trip for me. Also, I don't drive, which makes a difference. Yeah, Gav was kind enough to pick me up for the trip to Nerd Base, and that took us a couple of hours to get there. But yeah, I think if it was just me on my own, and I did drive, I wouldn't go over and take a 2-hour drive to Nerd Base just to pick up a handful of toys. You know, in that scenario, it wouldn't be worth it. It was worth it because I got to come and meet up with you guys and hang out as well. And that made a day of it. That made an event of it, and that was cool. And the fact that I could pick up a few things whilst I was there was the bonus, really. Yeah, and it's great just to look at the stuff as well and see stuff that you remember from when you were a child. It's sort of like going to a museum because there's no entry fee on a vintage toy shop or anything like that. You can just go in and have a look around, and you get all that nostalgia for all this incredible stuff. And then, yes, you could buy some of it, but you're not going to buy all of it. But just to look at it is cool. But yeah, I think if it was just me on my own, I'd probably say, no, it's not worth the bother. But because I'm going out and making an event of it, meeting some fellow collectors and having a catch up, that for me is what makes it worth it in that scenario. Yeah, in terms of online, I'm really not a big fan of buying things online in general.
Yeah.
I would always prefer to find things in person if I at all can, whether that's new or old. But yeah, sometimes online's the only way, isn't it? So you either get it online or you don't get it. And if it's something you do really want, you sort of have to just go for it and hope that you don't have any hassle. And a lot of times you won't, you know. Obviously, I think people are generally fairly reliable, but it's sometimes people don't know what they're selling all that well to know that there's a part missing or there's some sort of damage. I've had that. You know, I don't think it's that people are necessarily trying to deceive you. It's just that they don't necessarily know 100% what they've got.
Yeah, it's the difference between like somebody selling on their collection or if it's just like someone's mum trying to get rid of their, you know, kids' old toys that they've got lying around and things like that. You know, I remember back in the day going around car boots and seeing what people were selling and things like that. And half the time it would be just, you know, something that used to belong to someone's kids, or there would be the odd like dedicated sort of toy store where someone actually did collect things and was selling them on and that kind of thing. But yeah, it just depends what you're hunting for at the time, really.
Yeah. I think the good thing about going to, if you go to a convention or a toy fair or a shop, is you can just look, and it's not like you're looking for a particular thing necessarily. You can just have an open mind and then just find something really random, like a Warriors of Virtue figure, for example, that you maybe wouldn't have even thought of or been aware of. And then actually that looks quite interesting. I'll get that. So so there's definitely a plus side in that respect. I suppose you can stumble across things by chance online with like algorithms and stuff, but online, more of the thing with buying online is you're actually searching for a specific thing, isn't it? So it is different. Whereas if you're in person, you're just browsing and seeing what's there. And I much prefer that experience.
It also gives you a chance to experience things that you wouldn't usually get, like a yellow bumblebee for £2.
Yeah.
You can do like a armor gimmick thing.
But I think buying in vintage shops and stuff, it's in a sense it feels like a little bit of a gamble because you haven't always done your research to know what the value of a thing is. You're just sort of guessing. Over the years, you build up a certain amount of experience of what something might be worth in your head. And I don't think, like, obviously the reputable shops that are out there, they're not trying to rip people off, are they? But I suppose that there are potentially some traders, if you go to a toy fair, that are setting their prices higher, things like that. So that makes me feel a bit wary. Nerd base, I feel okay about, but I think at a toy fair, I would think, are these prices fair? You know, are some of these traders trying to rip people off? I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose the way you look at it though, it's if you're willing to pay that price for that toy, it's the right price, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, like the 2 wingspan pounds that I got this week. You know, I paid 50 for them, which I know is probably about nearly double what they were when they came out in Earthrise. I have seen them cheaper secondhand from people. I mean, these guys were in box; they weren't loose or anything like that. But yeah, like I said, I did see them earlier in the year, and they actually were a bit cheaper then when I saw them, and they were the Takara Legends versions as well, rather than the Earthrise versions. But I think the Earthrise ones were actually a re-release of the Takara ones, so they're pretty much the same. Anyway.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, if you're happy with the price you've paid, that's what matters, isn't it?
Yeah. Like I say, you do get some nice. You can find some nice second-hand stuff though at the end of the day, like Minicon just been. I managed to get hold of a G1 Scorponok.
Oh yeah.
So, and that was I got it for quite good, but like £100. You know, I had it looked in good condition. It missed a few bits, but no, I've never owned a G1 Scorponok. Never really thought about getting one, and also now I've got a G1 Scorponok. So it's nice to have that experience.
Yeah, that was a bit like what my earlier collecting was like years ago, before life and career and things get in the way. When eBay was relatively new, I remember buying vintage Transformers on eBay simply because I was just trying to buy toys that I'd never had as a kid and wanted to experience. Nowadays, I'm not so much focused on the G1 vintage toys anymore, just because I find that the current main line is fulfilling my needs more than trying to track down a sideswipe that barely transforms anymore.
Yeah, like I said, you can have problems with like eBay, and you got your what they call Air Express. What's it called?
AliExpress.
AliExpress, that's the one. There's them stories. Like I had one earlier with this to do with this Inferno I bought. I did before I bought this one. I bought another one, which was in its box, good price. I'm very happy with it. Looking forward to it, and bloody Ebury, bloody lost it, didn't they? Or it got stolen or whatever. So I never got that, and that's a disappointment. But luckily got refunded and found another one. So you do have your ups and your downs with these second-hand stuff. At the end of the day.
Guzzi's mentioned late to the party tax.
Yeah, there's that one.
Yeah. Which is that's the thing is if you're looking for a particular figure and you really want it, you sort of have to pay what it's going for, really. You don't have an option.
Especially like some of the HasLab stuff, if you don't back it and you've only got that window to back it in, and then it comes out a year later and you go, oh, I wish I backed that.
Yeah. My approach is more along the lines of, if it costs too much, I'm just not going to buy it.
Yeah.
No matter what it is. I think it helps that I've diversified my collecting quite a lot outside of Transformers, and so I can just there's so much stuff that I see and I think that looks great, that looks great, that looks great. So many options for things I could be buying that if I can't get one thing, it doesn't matter to me at this stage, because I can just buy a different thing. Like I'm not short of options for things that I could be buying, and of course with limited funds and limited space, I'm not going to get it all. So so if something's overpriced, in my opinion, then I'm just not going to get it. I'm just going to move on and find the next thing.
Moving on. I mean, like another good thing, like it's second-hand stuff. It can be a cheaper option as well, because we can't, especially like as good as the new. I keep using Transformers as an example because that's what I collect. We can't deny that it's getting more expensive, hobby.
Yeah.
Every cost is, and the engineering and all that might be keeping up with the prices, but at the same time, apparently we are living in a money crisis, or whatever they want to call it. So sometimes it is nice to keep the second hands as an option, because it's cheaper, and if you're not bothered about a certain part, like if it's missing a missile or something stupid like that, then it might be worth that money. Also, with second-hand stuff, you can get the older versions, like with this Skyfire. The Commander class is like £90. No, I didn't pay that much for that. And it could just be as good an experience an old toy that you might have got rid of a long time ago or missed out in the first place.
Yeah, and as much as there is like late to the party tax on certain rarer items, there are items that are like fairly common that you can see all over the place, really. If you look on eBay, you'll see endless listings, even for older toys, that you can get for a reasonable price. It's not like there aren't options out there if you want to get something cheaper. And so there's a lot of chat about this again with the tariffs, the dreaded tariffs of Donald Trump. It's brought up this conversation again about people saying, "Oh, I'm going to be priced out of collecting," and that might be true in terms of newer stuff. But if you like take your time and look around, there are certainly bargains to be found in terms of buying older stuff. As long as you don't kind of tie yourself to wanting particular things. If you keep an open mind and you say, I'm just a toy collector, I just want to find some good toys that I can afford, you will find some options out there.
Oh yeah, and it'll make your collection that little bit more unique and special to you.
Yeah. And like Stephen sort of touched on this earlier, if you do find something and it's missing accessories or something, it's not necessarily the end of the world.
No.
It depends what it is. if it's a relatively minor breakage in an area that's not necessarily visible when you've got it on display, or if it's just missing one accessory that's not all that important to you, if you're happy with it and it means you can get it for a lower price, then that's also a good thing. That's your vintage gold. That's a bargain to you because you're happy to have it in that condition.
Yeah.
It might be somebody else's sloppy seconds, but as long as you're happy with it.
And the thing about getting toys missing parts, there's always a chance you might find the same toy with that part, but if it's a different part, and you can make the perfect one. Or like when you go to Toy Fairs, you can have a checklist of things to actually look for. It'll give you that treasure hunt feel to your hobby. You can find a bit of fun from.
Years ago, I bought Earface, G1 Earface from a car boot sale. We're going back like over 20 years here. And it never had a head. It never had a head. And then in this last year or so, I went to the London Toy Fair, or the London Toy Shop. And there was a guy there with loads of just extras in a box somewhere, rooting around, found Earface's head. 50p it cost me.
There you go. Now you've got a lovely hit face.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Cool. What we saying in the chat? Wish I'd bought the Energon Scorpion.
That's a nice figure. That's got that. That's one I was after. Yeah, good example. I just got Action Force Quality with an unstick back. What? Help us out, Dave.
Action Force Quarrel with an unstickered bike and no sidecar.
That's the one. That makes sense. But found a fully stickered bike and sidecar from another trader. Made a good set. Got to there we go. See, perfect example. Perfect example. Thanks, Scuzzy. Lovely. Shall I open another egg?
Go on then. Let's see
Go
what
on,
we
then.
got.
This is what we've come for.
Time for another Kinder Egg.
For another Kinder Egg. I'm gonna be sick tonight. Oh, what's this? Got a red one. What's this? What the hell is that? Like a car plane thing. Oh,
You know, I
think it might
once
be a
saw
chiffon.
someone online who every time they see a G1 top spin or twin twist, they buy it. Because they're a really common G1 transformer and they're always cheap.
Yeah.
And they just had shelves full of them posted on one of the Facebook groups.
Well, if you make an artificial shortage of it, then you can increase demand, can't you?
This is quite interesting. Oh, look at this. Oh. Be with you in a minute. Thanks for tuning in, people. Oh, it's a lot better than the frog.
I've just pulled out some second-hand toys that I bought. I found these whilst I was on holiday in Cornwall a couple of years ago now. Bucky O'Hare. And I can't remember how much I paid for them exactly, but I know it wasn't a lot. And they're missing their guns. But I just don't care. So that's an example where you can get things cheap and they might be missing an accessory, but you're fine with it. And I loved Bucky O'Hare as a kid, so this is just that little nostalgia hit for me, really. Just having those on my shelf makes me happy.
This is riveting. I think Cosmic Toys is enjoying himself. It's riveting. Look at this for a toy.
Ooh, what's that?
It's like a little car, but turns into a plane.
Oh,
Mask, get your eye.
it's Mask.
There you go. You
It's
want
an
your
updated
reboot?
Mask toy.
There you go.
Stephen.
Yeah.
We found
That
it.
That wasn't what I had in mind when I said updated mask, but yeah.
Happy Easter. There we go. There's your riveting, Gav. I've got way too short. Lovely.
Oh, right. Have we rambled on enough now? Do we call it a day?
I think we shall.
Has anyone got anything else they want to talk about before we get to bed?
Before I open another egg. Anything?
I'm ready to get some shut-eye anyway.
It's Easter. I've got eggs to eat.
Gonna buy some Kinder eggs tomorrow.
Gonna buy some.
You've inspired him, Lee.
Yeah, look, I'm actually quite happy with that. I think that's quite a good one, that, compared to the frog. That's brilliant, that. It's made me look forward to opening a third one.
Oh,
might do
right,
it.
well, maybe you
Might do
could
it.
show us what you get in the third one on the next show.
You know, I might do a little short, stick it on the channel. Lovely. Excellent.
Lee is an inspiration to all.
I try. I do my best. I do my best. Gym day. I'm doing my gym day right here. Look at that.
That's a workout.
Might work out it though. You know the calories I burn lifting that chocolate up makes up for it.
Nice. Right, shall we go? Thank you for joining us, Stephen.
Yeah, no
It's been a
problem.
pleasure. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for joining us and listening to us ramble on again.
And again. Thank you very much for sticking with us. And we all wish you a very good night and a happy Easter.
Bye.
Bye.